Relax and feel the gentle evening air brushing softly across your skin. Feel your breath slow and soften as you allow each word to wash over you like a calm wave. Let every tiny muscle around your shoulders ease, loosen, melt, relaxing deeper and deeper. Our story today begins in a serene valley beside the azure waters of the Aegean Sea, where olive groves stand in quiet rows beneath an open sky. Imagine a warm, gentle breeze caressing the tall grass, whispering secrets of serenity into each blade. The late afternoon sun hangs low, painting the hills with tones of honey and rose. In this valley lived a wise Greek philosopher named Eirenaios, a man of thoughtful eyes and a tranquil heart, who had chosen a life of calm reflection and peaceful routines. His small, whitewashed stone cottage stood near a sacred grove of olive trees, whose silvery leaves rustled like soft applause whenever the breeze wandered by. Sit for a moment with that sound. Just the leaves and the wind, in a harmony that feels almost like a lullaby. Now imagine Eireineia stepping out onto the smooth stone steps of his home. He breathes deeply, and with that slow, effortless breath, the world around him seems to echo peace. The scent of wild sage mingles with the cool brine of the sea just beyond the hills. You can almost sense it too, that unique blend of earth and sky that seems to make every worry soften a fraction more. Each day, without hurry or strain, Eireineia walked the gentle paths leading through the grove. His sandals made faint, rhythmic sounds upon the worn stones, a quiet cadence that matched his steady, calm heartbeat. As he walked, he offered greetings to the small creatures of the valley, a pair of doves cooing upon a low branch, a tortoise ambling slowly toward a patch of shade, the soft hum of insects resting on sunlit petals. Feel the rhythm of his steps, gentle, measured, like you're longing for rest, moving closer with every breath you take. Eireineia often paused beside an ancient olive tree, broad and wise, its trunk twisted like a story written in time. Here he placed his hand upon the gnarled bark and listened, truly listened, to the quiet wisdom of the grove. He would breathe in the scent of earth and sky, and breathe out any scent of worry or haste that life might bring. As you imagine his hand against the tree, notice how your own body begins to feel heavier, calmer, more rooted, just like that olive tree, held fast by its deep roots under the welcoming sky. Now come with Eireineia to the shore, where the sea shimmers with a drowsy glow as the sun descends. The waves roll in and out, again and again, each wave like a whisper, inviting you to relax just a little bit more. He sits upon a smooth, sun-warmed rock and lets the rhythm of the water lull his thoughts into peaceful ease. Picture those gentle waves. Imagine their sound in your mind, ebbing and flowing like your breath. Soft, slow, rhythmic, sleep-like. Everything has its moment. Eireineia murmurs, his voice melody soft, as though each gently spoken word is a pebble dropped into a still pond. And you feel your own breath aligning with the cadence of the waves, rising and falling, rising and falling, just like the sea, just like the evening breeze that again brushes your skin. So light, so tender. When dusk deepens, Eireineia lights a small hearth made from stones near his cottage door. The fire greets the night with a welcoming crackle, warm amber glow dancing against the stones, each tiny flicker adding depth to the serenity in the valley. Shadows of dancing leaves play across the walls, a quiet celebration of light and peace. Imagine that hearth fire now. Hear its soft crackle, and let that sound soothe you. And then imagine Eirenaios, seated close to the fire, gazing upward as the first stars begin to blink awake in the dusky sky. He closes his eyes, listening, not to the clamor of the world, but to the quiet conversation between the wind and the olives, between the sea and the shore. Rest is as important as thought, he whispers, as though sharing a secret just for you, a gentle reassurance that drifting into peace is as natural as breathing itself. Now, with the sky turning deeper blue and the stars shimmering like lanterns in a silent garden, the philosopher rises from his seat, each movement slow and unhurried, carrying the grace of someone who has lived unhurriedly wholly. He wanders back toward his cottage, barefoot now, feeling the cool earth, the whisper of grass underfoot, a grounding sensation that brings a deeper calm to every part of you listening. With each step he takes toward home, sense how your body settles more comfortably, deeper into softness, deeper into ease. Each breath you take a little longer, a little slower, a little more drift-like. Inside his cottage awaits a simple quilt, stitched by his own hand with soft threads of beige and cream. He lays it gently upon his bed of woolen linen. The fabrics hold history, soft folds touched many times by sunlight and stars alike. Eirenaios sits on the edge of the bed for just a moment, inhaling the scented memory of sage and sea, and then lies down with complete ease. As he settles, the valley outside grows hushed, comfortable in its own twilight rest. And just like that peaceful world, the olive leaves still, the waves mellow, the hearth embers glowing, you too feel a drifting warmth spread from your chest, down through your body, like a tide reaching every shore of your being. Your breath is softer now, your thoughts slower, your body ready. And here, in this still, twilight moment under the vast, gentle sky, our story gently settles into silence. The night deepens around Eirenaios' small cottage, yet nothing feels dark or heavy. Instead, the darkness is kind, like a velvet curtain drawn slowly across a peaceful stage. The stars shimmer faintly through the narrow window, casting silver patterns across the stone floor, moving just enough to remind the world that everything is alive and resting together. Eirenaios lies upon his bed, his breath slow and effortless, his chest rising and falling like a tide that knows exactly when to return to shore. And as he rests, his thoughts wander not into worry, but into gentle memories and gentle questions, the kind that never demand answers. You may notice your own breathing now, soft, unforced, calm. Each inhale welcoming peace, each exhale releasing anything you no longer need. Our story now drifts quietly into Eirenaios' inner world, a place as calm as the valley outside his walls. In his mind, he walks once more through the olive grove, though now the leaves glow faintly with moonlight. Each branch seems to bow in greeting. The path beneath his feet is smooth, warm with stored sunlight, and kind to every step. Even the air feels slower here, thicker with calm, like a gentle blanket around the senses. He reaches a small stone bench near a shallow spring. Water trickles softly, barely louder than a whisper. Each drop falls with patience, with purpose, never rushed. He sits beside it and listens, not to learn, not to analyze, but simply to be present. You may imagine yourself beside him now. Feel the cool stone under you. Feel the quiet water speaking in tiny sounds. Feel how safe and peaceful everything feels. Eirenaios places his fingertips into the spring. The water is cool, but comforting, like touching a memory of early morning dew. He watches the ripples spread outward, forming gentle circles that slowly fade back into stillness. Even motion returns to peace, he says softly, and those words float gently through you, settling somewhere deep inside, reminding you that every restless thought, every worry, every tension will always find its way back to calm. The philosopher closes his eyes. And now, so can ye, if you wish. Behind his closed eyelids, he sees a wide marble courtyard bathed in moonlight. Tall columns stand in quiet dignity, holding nothing but open sky above them. A soft wind moves through the space, carrying the scent of distant blossoms. It is a place of thought, but more importantly, a place of rest. He walks across the smooth marble floor, his footsteps silent, his presence light. At the center of the courtyard is a low table with a simple clay lamp. Its flame barely flickers, glowing steadily, a symbol of inner calm. He sits beside it, and as he sits, his mind releases the last fragments of the day. You may feel that too, like the day is slowly loosening its grip on you, like the weight of time is dissolving, like only this gentle moment remains. Eirenaios thinks about life, not with urgency, but with kindness. He remembers that happiness does not live in possession, nor in applause, nor in speed, but in quiet awareness. He remembers that peace is not something to chase, but something to allow. And as he remembers this, your own body begins to remember it too. Your shoulders soften further, your jaw loosens, your brow smooths, your breathing becomes even deeper, even slower. Now the courtyard slowly fades, and Eirenaios finds himself once again lying in his small cottage bed. The hearth has dimmed to glowing embers. The wind outside hums gently through the olive branches. Somewhere far away, a night bird calls once, then rests. He pulls the quilt slightly higher, feeling its comforting weight settle over him. And as he does, his thoughts drift into a story his teacher once told him as a child. A story about the soul being like water, always moving, always learning, yet always seeking the stillness of a lake at dusk. And in that thought, he smiles faintly, because he knows that stillness has arrived. Now, imagine his breath again, slow, steady, effortless, and notice how your breath mirrors it. Your chest rises gently. Your chest falls gently. With every breath, you drift deeper into comfort, deeper into peace, deeper into rest. Outside, the moon climbs higher, bathing the valley in pale silver. The olive leaves glow softly, as if dusted with light. The sea reflects the moon like a calm mirror. Everything is balanced. Everything is quiet. Everything is exactly as it should be. And inside you, something similar is happening. Your thoughts become fewer. Your body becomes heavier. Your awareness becomes softer. You are no longer listening with effort. You are simply floating in the sound of words. Eirenaios now dreams, not of excitement, not of ambition, but of walking slowly through endless fields of olive trees, where every leaf whispers peace, where every step feels safe, where every moment exists without pressure. And perhaps, in your own gentle way, you're walking there too. Feel the ground beneath you. Feel the air around you. Feel the peace within you. There is nothing to do, nothing to decide, nothing to hold, only rest. Only calm, only gentle drifting. And as the philosopher continues to sleep, wrapped in moonlight and quiet wisdom, our story gently continues to unfold. Slowly, softly, patient. The night now feels deeper, as though the world itself has exhaled and settled into stillness. Even the wind seems to move with reverence, brushing the olive leaves only when they ask to be touched. In Eirenaios' cottage, The embers glow faintly, like tiny resting stars that have decided to remain on Earth. Eirenaios sleeps peacefully, his face relaxed, his brow smooth, his breath slow and even. And within his dreams, the gentle valley opens into another place, a place made not of stone or earth, but of calm understanding. He finds himself standing upon a quiet hill overlooking a wide open sea. The water is perfectly still, reflecting the moon so clearly that it seems there are two skies, one above and one below. The horizon is blurred with soft silver mist, and the air feels cool, kind, and endlessly patient. He does not question how he arrived here. He simply accepts it. And as he accepts it, you may find yourself accepting the comfort of this moment too. The philosopher walks toward the edge of the hill, his steps light, his movements unhurried. Each step feels effortless, as though the ground itself supports him willingly. He sits upon the grass, which bends softly beneath his weight, like a cushion made by nature itself. He looks at the sea, and as he looks, he begins to understand something without words. That peace is not the absence of motion, but the harmony of motion and rest. That thought floats gently through him, like a feather settling on still water. Now, imagine the sea breathing. The surface rises, the surface falls, just as your chest rises and your chest falls. Your breathing is now perfectly aligned with the rhythm of this dream sea. Eirenaios feels gratitude, not for anything specific, but for existence itself, for the chance to feel, to breathe, to observe, to rest. And that gratitude feels warm, like a small sun glowing inside his chest. Perhaps you can feel a soft warmth too. Let it spread slowly, from your chest, down through your arms, into your hands, through your stomach, into your legs, and gently into your feet. A wave of comfort moving through you. In the dream, Eirenaios notices a small wooden boat resting at the shore below the hill. It is simple, smooth, untouched by urgency. He rises and walks toward it, not because he must, but because it feels right. He steps into the boat, and it does not rock or resist. It welcomes him, and as the boat glides into the calm sea, it moves without effort, guided by an unseen current that knows exactly where to go. The oars are not needed. The sea carries him, just as this story carries you. The boat drifts across the moonlit water, leaving behind a trail of faint ripples that disappear almost immediately, as though even the sea does not wish to disturb its own peace. Eirenaios rests his hands on the edge of the boat and feels the cool air brush his skin. He listens to the silence, not empty silence, but full silence, the kind filled with quiet life. In that silence, he remembers something his teacher once said: "Stillness is the truest teacher." And now, in this gentle dream, he understands. Because here, there is no striving, no proving, no racing, only being. The boat continues to drift until it reaches a small island made of smooth white stone and soft green moss. Tall olive trees grow there too, their branches glowing faintly under moonlight. It feels like a reflection of his home, yet lighter, softer, almost timeless. He steps onto the island. The ground feels warm beneath his feet. He walks slowly, noticing every sensation: the cool air, the soft moss, the gentle rustle of leaves above. Each sensation invites him deeper into awareness, deeper into calm, and perhaps each word invites you deeper too. He finds a stone seat beneath an olive tree and sits. Above him, the branches sway gently, creating moving patterns of moonlight on the ground. The shadows dance slowly, peacefully, like a lullaby for the eyes. He closes his eyes again, and in that closing, he feels completely whole. No need to think, no need to remember, no need to anticipate. Only the present moment exists. You may notice now how your body feels heavier, softer, more relaxed. Your thoughts may feel distant, gentle, unimportant. Your awareness may feel like it is floating rather than standing. This is natural. This is rest. The philosopher's breath slows even more in his dream. Each inhale is quiet. Each exhale is long. His heartbeat is steady, like a drum far away in a peaceful valley. He begins to sense that even dreams are preparing to rest. The island slowly fades into soft light. The boat fades. The sea fades. And all that remains is a warm, endless calm. He is no longer in a place. He is in peace itself. And now, so are you. There is no story to follow for a moment. Only sensation. Only softness. Only gentle drifting. Let your breathing continue on its own. Let your body remain supported. Let your mind rest like a leaf upon still water. Nothing pulls you. Nothing pushes you. You are simply here. And in this quiet space, Eirenaios' dream becomes a gentle light that surrounds him, holds him, and slowly guides him deeper into sleep. The gentle light that surrounds Eirenaios in his dream now becomes warmer, calmer, more tender. It does not shine. It does not demand attention. It simply exists, like a quiet presence that understands exactly what is needed. Eirenaios no longer feels the boundaries of his body. He is not heavy, not light, just peacefully aware. And in that awareness, he senses something ancient and kind, the calm wisdom that has always lived inside every quiet moment. You may notice that same feeling within yourself now, a sense that nothing is missing, a sense that nothing must be done, a sense that rest is not something you earn, it is something you return to. Slowly, gently, the dream light forms into a wide open meadow beneath a starlit sky. The grass sways slowly, brushing against itself like 1,000 tiny whispers. The air is cool and clean, carrying the scent of night flowers that bloom only when the world is quiet. Eirenaios stands in the meadow, and he smiles, not with his lips, but with his entire being. He begins to walk through the tall grass. Each step creates soft movements, soft sounds, soft rhythms. He does not walk toward a destination. He walks because movement itself feels peaceful. You might imagine walking beside him now, your feet touching soft grass, your skin feeling cool air, your breath matching the rhythm of gentle steps. In the distance, he sees a small stone fountain, water flowing slowly from its center into a shallow circular basin. The sound is delicate, soothing, steady. He approaches it and sits on the low stone edge. The water sparkles faintly under starlight, each ripple catching tiny reflections that disappear almost as soon as they appear. He dips his fingers into the water. Cool, wow, refreshing, calm, new. He watches the ripples form, travel, and fade, and he thinks, softly, kindly, that every thought is like this ripple. It appears, it moves, and then it returns to stillness. You may let your thoughts do the same. Let them rise, let them move, let them fade. No effort is needed. The fountain continues its gentle song. Eirenaios closes his eyes again and listens. And as he listens, the meadow seems to breathe with him. The stars shimmer slightly. The grass sways in slow harmony. The entire world feels like a living lullaby. Inside your body, something begins to shift deeper. Your muscles soften further. Your breathing slows without instruction. Your heartbeat feels quieter, steadier, more distant. You are safe. You are supported. You are exactly where you need to be. The philosopher now lies back on the soft grass beside the fountain. He rests his head on the earth, feeling its steady, ancient presence beneath him. The ground feels warm, like it remembers every peaceful moment that has ever happened upon it. He gazes up at the stars. They seem closer here. Each star looks like a gentle promise. He does not try to understand them. He simply lets them exist. And in that letting, he rests even deeper. Perhaps you can feel yourself sinking now. Sinking into comfort. Sinking into softness. Sinking into rest. Your body may feel pleasantly heavy. Your thoughts may feel pleasantly distant. Your awareness may feel like it is floating in warm water. This is the place where sleep begins to open its arms. The fountain's sound grows softer. The grass sways more slowly. The stars dim slightly, as though they too are preparing to rest. Eirenaios' eyelids grow heavier. He does not resist. He welcomes it. He allows sleep to approach like an old friend. And just as he begins to drift, he hears a gentle voice, not outside, but within, whisper. Peace is not something you reach. It is something you remember. The words dissolve into warmth, and Eirenaios drifts into a deeper layer of rest. Now, the meadow fades. The fountain fades. The stars fade. And all that remains is a soft, endless darkness. Not empty, but full of comfort. You may notice now that you are barely following words. You are simply feeling, breathing, drifting, floating, resting. Eirenaios no longer dreams in images. He dreams in calm, and in that calm, he becomes part of the quiet rhythm of the universe itself. Like a wave resting in the sea, like a leaf resting on still water, like breath resting between breaths. You may feel that same pause now, that gentle space between inhale and exhale, that peaceful moment where nothing moves and everything is okay. Your body knows how to sleep. Your mind knows how to let go. Your spirit knows how to rest. You do not need to help it. You only need to allow it. The calm that surrounds Eirenaios is no longer something he observes. It is something he is. There is no edge to it, no beginning, no end, only a gentle awareness, like floating in warm, silent water beneath a sky that has forgotten how to hurry. And somewhere within that calm, a new image begins to form, slowly, kindly, without urgency. A long stone path appears, winding through a hillside covered in soft wildflowers. The colors are gentle, pale blues, quiet purples, tender whites. They sway in a slow, patient rhythm, as though the earth itself is breathing. Eirenaios walks along this path, and as he walks, each step feels lighter than the last. You may feel that too, as though gravity has softened, as though effort has dissolved, as though moving through this story requires no energy at all. The air is warm but not heavy, cool but not cold. It is perfectly balanced, like a hand resting gently on your shoulder in reassurance. He hears distant bells, not loud, not sharp, only soft tones, drifting like echoes through a dream. Each bell sound seems to move through him, not around him, and with every tone, he relaxes more deeply. You may notice your own body responding in the same way. With every sentence, with every pause, with every breath, you sink deeper. The path leads to a small stone terrace overlooking the valley. Below, Olive trees stretch endlessly, their silvery leaves shimmering faintly in moonlight. The sea is visible far away, calm and dark, holding reflections of starlight like scattered diamonds. Eirenaios sits on the edge of the terrace. His legs dangle comfortably. His hands rest loosely in his lap. His shoulders are completely free of tension. He does not think. He simply feels. He feels the air. He feels the stillness. He feels the quiet joy of simply being alive in a peaceful moment. And that feeling gently travels outward, reaching you. Let it reach your shoulders. Let it reach your neck. Let it reach your jaw. Let it reach your eyes. Let it reach your forehead. Everything softens. Everything releases. Everything rests. A small lantern appears beside him on the stone floor. Its flame is tiny and steady, glowing like a quiet heartbeat. The light does not flicker. It does not demand attention. It simply glows, calm, faithful, patient. Eirenaios watches the flame, and as he watches, his thoughts slow even further. The flame reminds him that peace does not need to be large. It only needs to be steady. And perhaps you feel that too, that even a small calm is enough. The lantern's light slowly fades into a warm amber haze, and that haze gently spreads across the terrace, across the valley, across the sea, across the sky, until the entire world feels wrapped in soft, golden comfort. You may imagine that light now wrapping around you, around your arms, around your legs, around your chest, around your thoughts, holding you gently, supporting you completely. Nothing is required of you. Nothing is expected. You are simply allowed to rest. Eirenaios lies down on the stone terrace, using his folded cloak as a pillow. The stone beneath him is warm from the day's sun, holding quiet memories of light and time. He looks once more at the sky. The stars seem farther away now, but also closer, as if they are both distant and inside him at the same time. He smiles softly, and his eyes close. Now the dream shifts again, slowly, smoothly, like a cloud passing in front of the moon. Eirenaios finds himself inside a vast library made of white stone and tall open arches. There are no doors, no walls that close anything in. The space is open, airy, and silent. Scrolls rest on wooden shelves, but he does not feel the need to read them. He already understands. That knowledge is not something to collect, but something to rest within. He walks through the library, his footsteps silent. He touches a scroll once, gently, and feels warmth rather than words. Then he continues on. At the center of the library is a wide circular cushion made of soft woven fabric. He sits upon it, crossing his legs comfortably, his hands resting lightly on his knees. His posture is effortless. His breathing is effortless. His existence is effortless. You may notice now that your own body feels as though it is being gently held by the surface beneath you, that you no longer need to adjust, that you no longer need to move, that you are exactly where you should be. Eirenaios closes his eyes once more, and when he opens them, he's no longer in the library. He is back in his cottage. The hearth is almost dark now. The valley is silent. The night is deep. He lies in his bed, just as he was before. Only now, his sleep is deeper. His breath is slower. His face is peaceful. And the story of his life is resting, just like he is. You may feel yourself very close to sleep now. Perhaps your thoughts are blurred. Perhaps your body feels distant. Perhaps your awareness is floating gently. This is good. This is natural. This is rest. The olive leaves outside do not move. The sea does not speak. The wind does not hurry. Everything has agreed to be still with you. And as Eirenaios sleeps, deeply, gently, peacefully, the world around Eirenaios is now so quiet that even silence feels gentle. The air within the cottage is warm and still, as if the walls themselves are breathing slowly, carefully, respectfully. Outside, the valley rests in a deep, peaceful pause, where nothing asks for attention and nothing pulls the mind away. Eirenaios sleeps, not the light kind of sleep that listens, but the deep kind of sleep that trusts. And in that trust, his dream opens into another tender landscape. He is standing beside a long river that moves without sound. The water is clear, smooth, and luminous, reflecting pale starlight like flowing glass. The riverbanks are lined with tall reeds that sway in slow, unhurried rhythm, brushing gently against one another like soft hands. The river does not rush. It does not resist. It simply moves, peacefully, steadily, endlessly. Eirenaios kneels by the water and watches it flow. He does not try to follow it with his eyes. He lets it pass through his awareness instead. You may imagine this river now. Notice how calm it feels. Notice how natural its movement is. Notice how it never worries about where it is going. It simply goes. And perhaps, somewhere within you, something learns from that. The philosopher places his palm just above the surface of the water. He does not touch it. He only feels its cool presence rising toward his skin. The sensation is gentle, like a memory of rain. He smiles softly, and that smile feels like a quiet promise. He rises and begins to walk along the riverbank. His steps are slow. His body feels light. The ground supports him without effort. Each footstep leaves no mark, as though even the earth wishes to preserve his peace. You may feel that lightness too, as though your body is resting deeper into comfort, as though your mind is floating instead of standing, as though you are being gently carried by the rhythm of this story. The river curves toward a wide open field where tall grass moves like waves in a soft green sea. Fireflies glow faintly among the grass, blinking slowly, patiently like tiny breathing stars. Eirenaios walks into the field. The grass brushes against his legs. The air cools slightly. The fireflies drift lazily around him. Nothing startles. Nothing rushes. Everything moves in harmony. He sits among the grass and watches the fireflies glow and fade. Glow and fade. Glow and fade. And with each gentle blink of light, his breathing slows even further. Perhaps you notice your own breathing now. Longer inhales, softer exhales, effortless rhythm. Your body knows exactly how to rest. The philosopher lies back in the grass. The blades bend kindly beneath him, forming a natural bed. Above him, the sky is wide and endlessly calm, scattered with soft, distant stars. He does not count them. He does not name them. He simply allows them to exist. And in that allowance, he rests deeper. You may allow your thoughts to rest now too. You do not need to finish them. You do not need to hold them. You may simply let them drift, like clouds, slowly fading into the night sky. Eirenaios feels the earth beneath him. He feels the sky above him, and he feels himself gently held between the two. He remembers something simple. That life is not meant to be heavy. That existence is not meant to be strained. That peace is always closer than we think, and that remembering wraps around him like a warm blanket. You may feel that warmth now, around your shoulders, around your chest, around your stomach, around your legs, holding you, supporting you, protecting you. The fireflies slowly drift away. The grass grows still, the stars soften, and the field begins to fade into a gentle mist. Eirenaios is no longer lying in the field. He is floating again, in a soft, endless space where there is no up or down, no near or far, only calm awareness. He feels as though he is resting inside a breath, inside a pause, inside a moment that has forgotten time. You may feel something similar, as though you are resting between thoughts, between moments, between awareness and sleep. This is the doorway to deep rest. Nothing asks you to cross it. It simply opens for you, and Eirenaios allows himself to drift through. On the other side, he finds himself once more in his small cottage bed. The quilt rests gently upon him. The hearth has fully dimmed. The room is bathed in soft moonlight. His breathing is slow. His body is still. His sleep is deep. The valley outside remains peaceful. The olive trees remain quiet. The sea remains calm. And you remain safe. You may feel that your body is now almost entirely relaxed. Your mind is quiet. Your awareness is gentle. Your connection to the world is soft and distant. This is the place where sleep becomes natural, where effort disappears, where rest takes over. Eirenaios turns slightly in his sleep, finding a position that feels perfect without thinking. His face relaxes even more. His breathing deepens slightly, like a wave settling into shore. And in that deep rest, he no longer dreams in images. He dreams in peace. And as he rests in that peace, the stillness around Eirenaios deepens, as if the night itself has decided to pause and listen. The cottage seems to float in quiet harmony with the valley, held gently between earth and sky. Even the moonlight has softened, spreading like pale silk across the stone floor. Eirenaios sleeps without movement now. His breath is slow, steady, trusting. And within that deep sleep, the mind no longer paints pictures. It becomes a gentle ocean of calm awareness. Yet, somewhere within that ocean, a new gentle scene begins to unfold. He finds himself in a wide marble bathhouse, warmed by natural springs. Steam rises softly from the water, drifting in delicate patterns through tall open arches. The air is warm, comforting, and scented faintly with herbs and stone. The water does not bubble loudly. It simply glows. Eirenaios steps into the pool. The warmth wraps around his legs, then his waist, then his chest, holding him like liquid comfort. He lowers himself slowly until the water supports his entire body. He floats, and as he floats, every remaining tension dissolves. You may imagine floating too. Feel your body supported. Feel the surface beneath you disappear. Feel yourself carried by comfort. The philosopher closes his eyes in the water. He feels the warmth travel through his muscles, through his joints, through his bones. His body remembers how to soften. His mind remembers how to let go. The water moves gently around him with each breath, and your own breath may feel like it is floating now too. Slow, but smooth, effortless. The steam drifts above him like soft clouds. The ceiling arches fade into gentle shadows. The pool becomes a quiet world of warmth and peace. Eirenaios no longer feels where his body ends and the water begins. There is only sensation. There is only calm. There is only rest. And as he floats, he senses something simple and true. That peace is not outside. It is inside every gentle breath. Inside every quiet moment. Inside every release. And as that understanding settles within him, he drifts even deeper. Now the bathhouse fades. The water fades. The warmth remains, and that warmth becomes the warmth of his bed, the warmth of his quilt, the warmth of deep, natural sleep. He turns gently in his sleep, like a leaf guided by calm air. His face remains peaceful. His body remains still. The night continues to hold him kindly. You may feel yourself drifting further now. Your body feels heavy in a pleasant way. Your thoughts are quiet. Your awareness is soft. You no longer need to follow every word. You are simply letting the sound carry you. Eirenaios now dreams of a gentle garden filled with soft stone paths and low flowing fountains. The sound of water is barely there, just enough to remind the world that motion still exists within rest. He walks slowly through the garden. He touches the leaves of low plants. He smells faint blossoms. He listens to distant water. He feels entirely present and entirely free. You may imagine walking there too, slowly, barefoot, unhurried. Your steps make no sound. The garden leads to a simple wooden bench beneath a flowering tree. Petals drift down slowly, landing on the ground like quiet blessings. Eirenaios sits. Petals land on his shoulders, on his hair, on the bench beside him. None of them rush. None of them fall with weight. They simply float and rest. He watches them, and with every petal, he feels another layer of thought disappear, another layer of tension dissolve, another layer of awareness soften. And now, he no longer feels separate from the garden. He feels like part of it, just as you may now feel part of the calm around you. Your body no longer feels like something you must control. Your mind no longer feels like something you must manage. You are simply resting. The tree above Eirenaios sways gently. The petals continue to fall. The fountain murmurs quietly. The garden breathes. And then, very slowly, the garden fades. The petals fade. The tree fades. The bench fades. And Eirenaios is once again in deep, peaceful sleep in his cottage. The valley outside is silent. The olive leaves are still. The sea does not move. The stars barely shimmer. Everything has chosen rest. And now, so have you. You may feel that your body is barely noticeable, that your thoughts are far away, that your awareness is like a soft glow in darkness. This is the place where sleep becomes complete, where the mind no longer holds, where the body no longer resists, where peace becomes natural. Eirenaios' breath remains slow and steady. His sleep is deep and undisturbed. The cottage remains perfectly still, as though time itself has decided to rest beside Eirenaios. The moonlight softens further, turning pale silver into a gentle pearl glow that barely touches the edges of things. Even shadows seem to breathe slowly. Eirenaios sleeps, not as someone escaping the world, but as someone fully trusting it. And in that deep trust, his dream opens once more, not into a place, but into a feeling, a wide open calm. And from that calm, a gentle shoreline appears. Soft sand, warm stones, quiet water. The sea is closer now than ever before, yet it makes no sound. It moves in slow, silent rhythms, like a breath that has forgotten how to hurt. The horizon is wrapped in mist, blending sky and water into a single peaceful existence. Eirenaios stands at the edge of the shore, barefoot, feeling the sand beneath his feet. It is warm from the memory of sunlight. It welcomes him without resistance. He walks toward the water. Each step leaves a faint impression, then disappears. Nothing needs to remain. Everything is allowed to pass. You may imagine walking there too. Feel the sand. Feel the calm air. Feel how nothing pulls you forward and nothing holds you back. The philosopher steps into the shallow water. It is cool, but gentle. The sea meets him like an old friend, wrapping around his ankles, then his calves, then softly resting against his knees. He pauses. He breathes. He smiles. He feels completely safe. And perhaps you feel that safety too. Not as a thought, but as a quiet certainty. He lowers himself slowly into the water until he is floating once again, supported without effort. His body rests upon the surface as though the sea itself wishes to carry him. The water holds him perfectly. He does not sink. He does not strain. He simply rests. You may feel that support now too, as though something invisible is holding you, as though you are not alone in this moment, as though rest itself is carrying you. The sky above him shifts gently from deep blue to soft indigo. Stars begin to fade, not because they are gone, but because dawn is somewhere far away, remembering how to exist. Yet here, there is no urgency for morning, only the beauty of transition. Eirenaios floats, and floats, and floats. His breathing becomes so slow that it feels like the sea is breathing for him. In, out, in, out. Your own breath may now feel almost effortless, barely noticeable, barely needed, just naturally happening. The water gently moves him toward a small, smooth stone platform, rising just above the surface. He reaches it without effort, guided by the sea, and rests his hand upon its warm surface. He pulls himself gently onto it and lies down. The stone is warm, dry, comfortable. It feels like the perfect resting place. He lies on his back, arms resting loosely by his sides, eyes closed, face peaceful. Above him, the sky is now a soft blend of night and early light, a color that does not exist anywhere else, except in moments like this. He feels complete, not because of anything he has done, but because he is, and that feeling settles inside him like a gentle truth. You may feel a similar completeness now, a sense that you are allowed to be exactly as you are, that you do not need to improve, that you do not need to hurry, that you do not need to hold anything. The philosopher's thoughts are now only sensations. Warmth, calm, softness, light, calm. The sea behind him barely moves. The air barely touches him. The world barely exists. Only peace remains. And slowly, very slowly, even this dream begins to fade. The shoreline dissolves. The sea dissolves. The sky dissolves. And Eirenaios is once again resting deeply in his cottage bed. The quilt is warm. The room is quiet. The valley is still. The night is kind. His breathing remains slow and steady. His body remains completely relaxed. His mind remains deeply at rest. And now, he is no longer dreaming scenes. He is resting in pure sleep. And you may be very close to that place now too, where words no longer matter, where thoughts no longer hold shape, where awareness becomes soft and gentle, where the body becomes heavy and warm, where the mind becomes distant and calm. You may notice that you are no longer listening closely. You are simply being carried, and that is perfect. Eirenaios rests, the philosopher of peace, the traveler of calm, keeper of stillness. And as he rests, his peaceful life continues quietly within every breath he takes. And as you rest, this peaceful story continues quietly within you. There is nothing else you need to do, nothing else you need to imagine, nothing else you need to hold. Only this gentle drifting, only this soft calm, only this quiet safety. The cottage remains wrapped in quiet, as though the world itself has leaned closer to listen to Eirenaios' gentle breathing. The moon has moved slightly across the sky, but its light is still tender, still patient, still kind. Nothing rushes, nothing disturbs. Eirenaios rests, and within that rest, his sleep deepens into something even more peaceful, a state where dreams no longer create images, but only feelings. A feeling of floating, a feeling of safety, a feeling of gentle belonging. And from that feeling, a new scene slowly forms, as softly as mist, rising from calm water. He finds himself walking through a long colonnade of white marble pillars. The floor is smooth and cool beneath his feet. The pillars rise gracefully toward the sky, supporting nothing but open space. Between them, warm air moves slowly, carrying the faint scent of distant flowers and sun-warmed stone. There is no echo, only softness, only calm. Eirenaios walks without sound. His steps do not disturb the space. Even the air seems to make room for him, welcoming his presence without resistance. You may imagine walking here too. Feel the smooth floor beneath your feet. Feel the open space around you. Feel how nothing presses against you. Feel how free everything feels. At the end of the colonnade, he reaches a wide circular opening that overlooks the valley below. The olive trees stretch endlessly, shimmering faintly in early dawn light. The sea is barely visible now, blending into the horizon like a dream slowly waking. He rests his hands on the smooth stone railing and looks out. He does not think. He does not judge. He simply sees. And in that seeing, he feels deeply at peace. You may feel that peace reaching you now, not as an idea, but as a sensation, a gentle release, a soft acceptance, a quiet comfort. The philosopher breathes in, slow, full, warm, and as he breathes out, the air seems to carry away any remaining trace of effort. Your own breath may mirror this. Long inhale, slow exhale, effortless rhythm. He closes his eyes again, and when he opens them, he is no longer in the colonnade. He is lying in a wide field of tall golden grass beneath a soft, early morning sky. The sun has not yet risen fully. The light is pale, gentle, and calm. The kind of light that does not wake you, but watches over you. The grass moves slowly in the breeze, brushing softly against itself, creating a quiet, soothing sound like distant waves. Eirenaios lies on his back, arms resting loosely by his sides. He feels the earth beneath him, warm and steady. He feels the sky above him, open and endless. He feels perfectly placed between them. You may feel that too. Supported, healthy, balanced, safe. A small bird glides quietly across the sky above him, wings barely moving. It does not hurry. It does not struggle. It simply glides, trusting the air. Eirenaios watches it for a moment, then closes his eyes again. He remembers something gentle. That life does not need to be controlled. That peace does not need to be forced. That rest does not need permission. And as he remembers, he rests even deeper. The golden grass slowly fades into soft light. The sky fades into gentle warmth, and Eirenaios is once again in his cottage bed. The quilt rises and falls with his breathing. The room is silent. The valley is still. The night is kind. His sleep is now deep and steady, untouched by thought. You may feel yourself drifting closer to that same depth now. Your body feels distant. Your mind feels quiet. Your awareness feels soft and floating. You no longer need to imagine. You no longer need to follow. You are simply resting. The philosopher's breath remains calm and slow. His face remains peaceful. His body remains completely relaxed. And the world around him remains gentle and still. Outside, the olive leaves remain quiet. The sea remains calm. The sky remains patient. Everything is exactly as it should be. And now, the story itself begins to soften. The words grow quieter. The spaces between them grow longer. Because you are drifting into a place where words are no longer needed. Where calm is enough. Where rest is natural. Where peace is home. Eirenaios continues to sleep, wrapped in moonlight and gentle silence. And you continue to drift, wrapped in comfort and quiet awareness. There is no ending here. Only rest. Only calm. Only gentle being. So allow your breath to continue slowly. Allow your body to remain supported. Allow your mind to fade gently into stillness. The night around Eirenaios feels no longer like a place, but like a gentle presence. It does not surround him, it cradles him. The cottage, the valley, the sky, all seem to rest together, as though the entire world has agreed to breathe in unison. Eirenaios sleeps. His body no longer moves. His thoughts no longer form. His breath is slow, calm, steady, like a quiet tide. And in this deep rest, his dream opens not into vision, but into sensation. A tender awareness that feels like warmth and stillness blended into one. From that sensation, a quiet mountain plateau appears. The air is cool and clean. The stone beneath his feet is smooth and warm. The sky above is vast, pale, and gentle. Eirenaios stands at the edge of the plateau, overlooking rolling hills bathed in early morning mist. The mist drifts slowly, lazily, like the breath of the earth itself. Nothing moves quickly. Nothing interrupts. He does not feel small. He does not feel large. He feels perfectly placed. You may imagine standing there too. Feel the cool air on your skin. Feel the warmth beneath your feet. Feel how open and calm everything feels. A low, distant wind moves through the hills, carrying no sound, only a sense of motion. It is like watching water flow without hearing it. Eirenaios closes his eyes, and when he does, he feels the entire plateau breathing with him. In, out, out. Your breath may now feel almost invisible, barely there, effortless, natural. He opens his eyes again and sees a simple stone bench near the edge of the plateau. He walks toward it slowly, without hurry, without effort, and sits. His posture is loose. His shoulders are soft. His hands rest gently in his lap. He gazes into the mist, and in that gaze, he feels something gentle settle inside him. A feeling that everything he has ever searched for is already present. That thought does not create excitement. It creates peace. You may feel a similar peace now. A quiet certainty, a soft acceptance, a gentle comfort. The mist below begins to thin, revealing olive trees far beneath, tiny and calm, like living brushstrokes on the earth. The hills glow faintly, with soft early light. The sky begins to warm in color, not bright, not sharp, only tender and kind. Eirenaios breathes slowly, and slowly he begins to feel lighter. Not lifting, not floating, just lighter, as though the idea of weight has softened. You may feel that too, as though your body is still resting, but your awareness is floating gently above it. You are safe, you are calm, you are supported. The philosopher closes his eyes once more, and now he is no longer on the plateau. He is lying in a wide field of smooth white stones warmed by sunlight. The stones are comfortable, like nature's gentle cushions. A quiet river flows nearby, barely audible. The air carries the faint scent of water and stone. He lies still. He listens. He rests. The river's movement is slow and endless. It does not rush toward anything. It simply moves because moving is natural. You may feel your own thoughts beginning to move like that now. Not clinging, not forming, simply passing and fading. Eirenaios places one hand over his chest and feels his heartbeat. Steady, calm, gentle. He feels grateful, not for something specific, but for this simple moment of existence. That gratitude is soft, warm, comforting. It spreads through him quietly, and it spreads toward you too. Let it reach you. Let it soften you. Let it hold you. The river glides. The stones remain warm. The sky remains gentle. The moment remains perfect. And slowly, the scene begins to fade. The river becomes soundless. The stones become light. The sky becomes warmth. And Eirenaios is once again in his cottage bed. The quilt rests gently upon him. The moonlight is faint now. The valley is deeply still. His breath continues its slow, peaceful rhythm. He is resting in true sleep now. The kind of sleep where nothing is carried. Nothing is remembered. Nothing is needed. You may feel that same depth now, where your body feels far away, where your thoughts feel like distant echoes, where your awareness is soft and drifting. The philosopher does not dream images anymore. He dreams rest itself, and that rest flows outward, quietly, gently, like a calm tide. It reaches the olive trees. It reaches the sea. It reaches the sky. And it reaches you. You are not listening anymore. You are resting. The story is no longer something you follow. It is something that carries you. Eirenaios breathes. You breathe. The world rests. And nothing needs to change. Nothing needs to happen. Nothing needs to be held. Only this moment exists. Only this calm remains. Only this gentle stillness continues. The night has grown so tender around Eirenaios that it feels like a living presence, wrapping the valley, the olive trees, the distant sea, and the cottage itself in one slow, breathing calm. Every shadow moves gently, as if aware that nothing in this moment should be hurried. Eirenaios sleeps, not with tension, not with thought, only with the full trust of someone who knows that the world will wait. And in that deep trust, his dream opens again, slowly, gently, like a flower unfolding only for itself. He finds himself on a soft hill, covered in low, fragrant herbs. Lavender, thyme, and wild rosemary sway slowly in the warm breeze. Each plant seems to whisper quietly in the language of calm, brushing gently against each other as if sharing secrets only the night can hear. Eirenaios walks through the herbs barefoot. The earth feels soft beneath him, supportive, warm in all the right places. Each step is deliberate, yet effortless, as though the land itself guides him forward without a word. You may imagine walking beside him. Feel the soft, cool earth beneath your feet. Feel the gentle sway of the herbs against your hands. Feel the air carrying quiet sense of calm and warmth. Nothing needs to be done. Nothing needs to be held. A small stone fountain appears at the center of the hill. Water trickles gently, the sound soft, soothing, almost like a distant lullaby. Eirenaios kneels beside it and touches the surface. Cool, soft, alive. He watches as ripples move outward, tiny circles of perfect motion dissolving into stillness. and you may notice your thoughts behaving the same way. Gentle ripples that appear, move, and fade, leaving only calm behind. The philosopher lies down beside the fountain. The grass and herbs form a soft pillow beneath him. Above, the stars begin to shimmer faintly, sending small glimmers of light across the scene. He breathes slowly, steadily, peacefully. Your body may now mirror that rhythm. Long inhale, soft exhale, effortless. The small ripples in the fountain seem to echo his breath, moving in and out, like a quiet meditation of water and air combined. And slowly, the hill fades. The fountain fades. The herbs fade. And Eirenaios finds himself lying in a quiet grove of olive trees near his home. Moonlight filters softly through the leaves, casting gentle patterns across the ground. The trees sway slightly in a tender rhythm, like a lullaby meant just for him. He walks slowly among the trees, touching their trunks gently, feeling the rough bark beneath his fingers, feeling the steady life flowing within them. Each tree feels like a quiet companion, a reminder that the world holds him with patience. You may feel that same holding, your body resting, your mind quiet, your awareness drifting lightly, like leaves in the soft wind. Eirenaios sits beneath the largest tree, its branches forming a gentle canopy above. The night is still. The breeze is soft. The distant sea hums quietly in the background, a sound so faint it is almost imagined. He leans back against the tree, allowing it to support him completely. And in that simple leaning, he realizes something. That peace is not a place to reach. That peace is not a prize to earn. That peace is a quiet space that has always been waiting, just beneath awareness. You may feel that same space now, opening softly within yourself. A slow, deep warmth spreads from your chest, down your arms, through your legs, into your feet, flowing outward, filling you with calm, holding you in gentle safety. The philosopher closes his eyes beneath the olive tree. The night hums quietly around him. His breathing is slow, steady, and effortless. He drifts even deeper into rest. The trees sway. The wind moves. The stars shimmer faintly, and all movement is calm, measured, perfect. You may now feel almost weightless, floating in safety, drifting in comfort, surrounded by quiet, enveloped by peace. The grove slowly begins to dissolve. The olive leaves fade into soft, silver light. The earth beneath him softens into warmth, and Eirenaios is once again lying in his small cottage bed. The quilt rests gently over him. The room is quiet. The night is deeply still. His breathing remains slow and rhythmic. His sleep is deep, gentle, undisturbed, and you may now feel almost entirely gone from thought, almost entirely merged with calm, almost entirely resting. Every word now fades into silence. Every sound now fades into softness. Every sense now melts into quiet. The philosopher sleeps, and you drift into sleep with him, into deeper, safer, warmer sleep, into a place where no worry can enter, into a place where only calm exists, into the timeless quiet of rest itself. And in this quiet, nothing more needs to happen, nothing more needs to be done, nothing more needs to be remembered. Only rest, only breath, only peace. The cottage remains still. The night itself seems to breathe slowly, gently, as though it has leaned in to cradle Eirenaios in perfect silence. The moonlight is tender now, pouring through the window and spreading soft, silver warmth across the quilt. The air is still, the walls are still, even the shadows are still. Eirenaios sleeps, not lightly, not restless, but with complete, untroubled trust. And within that deep trust, a new gentle dream emerges, not a place, but a feeling. He finds himself standing at the edge of a quiet forest. The trees are tall and old, their leaves shimmering softly under the pale moonlight. The air is cool, carrying the faint scent of pine and moss. A small path winds slowly between the trunks, inviting him forward, but not demanding anything. He begins to walk. Each step is deliberate, yet effortless. The ground beneath his feet is soft, springy, alive with quiet energy. His body moves naturally, without tension, without effort, without thought. You may imagine walking beside him now. Feel the soft earth beneath your feet. Feel the cool, gentle air on your skin. Feel the faint sense of the forest filling you with calm. Nothing needs to be done. Nothing needs to be reached. Nothing needs to be remembered. Eirenaios stops near a small, bubbling stream. The water moves slowly over smooth stones, creating a soft, constant murmur. He kneels beside it and dips his hands into the cool flow. The water feels alive, soft, gentle, complete. And as he lifts his hands, the ripples move outward, spreading into the stream, dissolving into calm. You may feel your own thoughts behaving the same way, rising gently, flowing softly, fading completely. The philosopher sits on the bank, letting the water flow past him. His shoulders relax, his jaw relaxes, his eyes close, and in that stillness, he remembers something simple and true. Peace does not need to be found. It does not need to be achieved. It only needs to be returned to. You may feel that same gentle return within yourself now. A warmth spreads from your chest, slowly, softly, down your arms, into your hands, through your legs, into your feet, filling you, holding you, supporting you. The stream flows, the forest breathes, the night remains gentle, and the stars above shine faintly, like soft, blinking lullabies. Eirenaios lies back on the soft grass beside the stream. The earth beneath him is warm, steady, supportive. His body melts into it. His mind drifts farther from thought. His awareness softens to a gentle hum, like the vibration of stillness itself. You may feel that softness now, flowing through you, cradling you, lifting you gently, without effort. The forest begins to dissolve. The stream fades. The soft moonlight grows warmer, wrapping him in gentle silver gold glow. And Eirenaios is once again resting in his small cottage bed. The quilt rests gently over him. The night is quiet. The valley outside is still. His breathing is slow, rhythmic, untroubled. His sleep is deep, warm, complete. And now, as the world holds him, it holds you too. You are not thinking. You are not moving. You are not striving. You are simply resting. And the soft, peaceful life of the Greek philosopher flows through this moment, guiding you gently, slowly, deeper into the quiet, deeper into the calm, deeper into the kind of sleep where all that exists is comfort, stillness, and complete safety. Breathe in and breathe out. Feel the calm. Feel the warmth. Feel yourself letting go. Everything else can wait. Everything else can pause. Everything else can dissolve. Only this moment exists. Only this calm exists. Only this gentle peace exists. The night holds everything in gentle stillness. The cottage, the valley, the distant sea, all breathe slowly together, as though the entire world has paused just to cradle Eirenaios in quiet. The moonlight spills softly through the window, touching the quilt with a faint silver warmth, while the shadows move lazily like slow waves of calm. Eirenaios sleeps, not lightly, not half awake, but deeply, completely, peacefully. And within that deep rest, his dream flows once again, not into a place, but into a sensation of perfect calm. He finds himself in a quiet grove on the edge of a hill. The trees are olive and cypress, their leaves whispering softly in a gentle breeze. The air carries the faint scent of earth and stone, warmed by the night, mixed with a hint of lavender and wild thyme. The ground is soft beneath his feet, inviting him to move slowly, with complete awareness, yet no effort. He walks. Each step is deliberate. Each step is effortless. Each step feels as though the earth itself is supporting him, guiding him gently forward without resistance. You may imagine walking there too. Feel the soft, warm earth beneath your feet. Feel the gentle brush of leaves against your arms. Feel the subtle fragrance in the air calming your mind. Nothing needs to be done. Nothing needs to be fixed. Nothing needs to be remembered. Eirenaios comes to a small circular pool hidden among the trees. The water is perfectly still, reflecting the night sky like a glass mirror. He kneels beside it, dipping his fingers in lightly. The water ripples softly, and the ripples move outward until they disappear entirely. And you may notice your own thoughts doing the same. A gentle rise, a soft movement, a quiet fade. The philosopher lies down on the soft grass beside the pool, allowing the earth to cradle his body. He closes his eyes. The night hums around him. His shoulders relax. His jaw softens. His eyes rest completely. His breath flows naturally, deep and effortless. And in that stillness, he feels something quietly profound. Peace is not found by searching. It is not earned by effort. It is not measured by success. It is always present, always accessible, always waiting quietly beneath awareness. You may feel that same quiet beneath yourself now. A slow warmth spreads through you, from your chest, down your arms, into your hands, through your legs, into your feet, filling you, holding you, supporting you. The trees sway gently above him. The pool shimmers faintly. The stars blink softly. And all movement is calm, measured, perfect. Eirenaios breathes slowly, deeply, steadily, and your body may mirror that rhythm. Your breath may become invisible, effortless, natural. Your mind may soften into quiet awareness. Your thoughts may drift and dissolve like the ripples on the pool. The grove slowly begins to fade. The pool dissolves. The trees dissolve. The soft moonlight transforms into a warm, gentle glow. And Eirenaios is once again resting in his cottage bed. The quilt holds him softly. The night is silent. The valley remains still. His breathing is calm, steady, and untroubled. His sleep is deep, complete, and restorative. And now, as he rests, you may feel yourself merging with that same calm. Your body feels supported. Your mind feels distant. Your awareness feels soft, like a faint glow in the darkness. You no longer need to follow the story. You no longer need to imagine. You no longer need to hold anything. You are simply resting. Eirenaios sleeps, and you drift along with him into deeper, warmer, softer night, where words are no longer needed, where thought is quiet, where peace is complete. The olive trees outside sway faintly in the night breeze. The sea remains calm and distant. The moonlight touches everything softly, as if blessing the world with patience and stillness. Everything is as it should be, and now nothing more is needed. Only this rest, only this calm, only this gentle, timeless peace. Cottage is quiet. The valley is quiet. The olive trees, the distant sea, the moonlight, all rest in gentle stillness. Time itself seems to pause. Even the shadows have softened, moving slowly, almost imperceptibly, as though they too are breathing with the night. Eirenaios sleeps, not lightly, not unrestfully, but fully, completely, deeply. And in that deep sleep, his consciousness drifts once more, effortlessly, into a space that is neither here nor there, neither past nor future. Only calm exists. Only gentle awareness remains. He finds himself in a quiet courtyard bathed in pale moonlight. Smooth cobblestones are warm beneath his bare feet. Olive trees sway softly along the edges, their leaves whispering tiny secrets to each other. A small fountain at the center murmurs quietly, sending faint ripples across the water that vanish almost as soon as they appear. Eirenaios walks slowly to the fountain. Each step is light, soft, effortless. You may imagine walking with him. Feel the warmth of the stones beneath your feet. Feel the gentle sway of the olive branches above you. Feel the quiet coolness of the night air brushing softly against your skin. Nothing must be done. Nothing must be reached. Nothing must be changed. He kneels beside the fountain and dips a hand into the water. It is cool, soft, and alive with gentle light. He lifts his hand and watches the ripples spread and fade, slowly, completely. And you may notice your thoughts doing the same, rising softly, flowing gently, fading into nothing. The philosopher lies down on the warm cobblestones beside the fountain. The night embraces him like a quiet blanket. His eyes close. He breathes, long, weighty, slow, steady, effortless. The courtyard hums quietly around him. His shoulders melt. His jaw softens. His body sinks deeply into comfort. And in this deep surrender, he remembers something simple. Peace is not something to find. Peace is not something to earn. Peace is always present, always patient, always waiting. You may feel that same quiet now, spreading through your body, from your chest, down your arms, into your hands, through your legs, into your feet, filling you, holding you, supporting you. The fountain's gentle murmur fades. The olive trees sway slower, softer, almost motionless. The moonlight grows warmer, more tender, enveloping everything in calm. Eirenaios breathes. You breathe. He sleeps. You drift. The courtyard begins to dissolve. The stones melt into warm, soft light. The trees fade into gentle shadows. The fountain ripples become a distant memory, and Eirenaios is once again resting in his small cottage bed. The quilt holds him softly. The night is quiet. The valley is still. The olive trees remain unmoving. The sea is calm and distant. His breathing is steady, deep, complete. And you may feel yourself merging fully with that same calm. Your body feels completely supported. Your mind drifts gently. Your awareness softens into a warm, weightless glow. You no longer need to think. You no longer need to imagine. You no longer need to hold anything. You are simply resting. The philosopher sleeps, and you drift along with him into softer, deeper, warmer sleep, where words are no longer needed, where thoughts dissolve, where peace is complete. The night, the valley, the olive trees, and the distant sea sighs slowly, a long, gentle sigh, carrying you effortlessly deeper and deeper into calm, restorative sleep. You are safe. You are supported. You are at peace. And in this perfect stillness, the peaceful life of the Greek philosopher flows through every part of your being, carrying you softly, gently, completely into timeless rest. Sleep now, fully. Rest now, fully. Drift now, fully. Cottage is completely still. The valley is still. The olive trees, the distant sea, and the moonlight all rest in gentle, infinite quiet. Even the shadows seem to breathe slowly, deliberately, as though time itself has paused to allow this perfect calm. Eirenaios sleeps, not lightly, not unsettled, but deeply, fully, peacefully. And in that deep sleep, his consciousness drifts once more, beyond places, beyond images, beyond thought, into the softest layer of awareness. He finds himself lying in a vast open meadow, the grass tall and soft, bending gently under a night breeze that feels like a sigh from the world itself. The sky above is vast and dark, but sprinkled with stars that shimmer faintly like distant whispers of light. Eirenaios lifts his head slightly and notices the faint glimmer of fireflies hovering lazily above the meadow. They blink slowly, deliberately, their soft lights moving in a quiet rhythm that feels like a lullaby without sound. He lies back completely into the grass. The earth beneath him is warm, supportive, alive with quiet energy. The air around him is soft, cool, and calming. His body melts naturally into the ground, without effort, without strain. And you may feel yourself melting into softness in the same way. Let your body sink gently. Let your muscles release completely. Let your awareness float above, yet remain safe, supported, and calm. Eirenaios breathes slowly, deeply, steadily. The fireflies drift above him. The stars watch quietly. The meadow holds him like a soft embrace. And in that perfect, gentle stillness, he remembers. Peace is never lost. It is never earned. It is always present, waiting quietly beneath awareness, patiently holding space. You may feel that same quiet presence now, surrounding you. A warmth spreading through your chest, flowing down your arms, into your hands, through your legs, into your feet, filling you, holding you, supporting you completely. The meadow begins to dissolve slowly. The fireflies fade softly into light. The stars blend into a warm glow, and the air itself seems to whisper, all is well, all is calm, all is peaceful. Eirenaios is once again resting in his small cottage bed. The quilt rises and falls with his steady breath. The night outside remains still, quiet, patient. His sleep is deep, unbroken, complete, and you may feel yourself fully merging with that calm. Your body is entirely relaxed. Your mind is distant, soft, weightless. Your awareness floats in gentle, quiet peace. You no longer need to follow. You no longer need to imagine. You no longer need to hold anything. You are simply resting. Eirenaios sleeps, and you drift along with him into deeper, warmer, more restorative sleep, where nothing disturbs, nothing intrudes, nothing demands. Only calm exists. Only peace remains. Only rest continues. The olive trees outside sway gently. The sea remains quiet and far away. The stars fade softly into the early hints of dawn, and yet the calm remains unchanged, eternal, patient, infinite. Every breath now is slow, steady, effortless. Every part of your body is held in softness. Every thought has dissolved into quiet. Every moment exists simply as gentle rest. Eirenaios sleeps. You sleep, and the world itself seems to sigh in perfect, unbroken harmony. Drifting, floating, resting, completely, endlessly. Cottage, the valley, the distant sea, and the moonlight all remain in perfect, patient stillness. Even the shadows seem to stretch slowly, as if to mirror the calm of Eirenaios' deep sleep. Eirenaios sleeps, fully, deeply, peacefully, not clinging, not thinking, not moving, only resting, completely, effortlessly. And in that deep rest, his awareness drifts into a place where even space and time soften, where the edges of the world blur into quiet, where only presence exists. He finds himself in a quiet glade surrounded by ancient olive trees. The air is warm, carrying the soft scent of earth, stone, and wildflowers. The leaves rustle gently in the breeze, creating a quiet, soothing sound like a lullaby only the night can sing. He walks slowly among the trees, barefoot, feeling the earth beneath his feet. Each step is effortless, each movement supported by the calm of the world itself. You may imagine walking there too, feeling the soft, warm earth, feeling the gentle sway of the leaves, feeling the quiet night air brushing softly across your skin. Nothing needs to be done. Nothing needs to be remembered. Nothing needs to be changed. Eirenaios sits beneath the largest olive tree, its branches forming a gentle canopy above. The moonlight filters softly through the leaves, creating dappled patterns on the ground. A quiet fountain flows nearby, the water moving slowly, evenly, like the pulse of peace itself. He leans back against the tree, feeling its steady support. His shoulders relax, his jaw softens, his body melts into the earth beneath him, and in that stillness he remembers, peace is not outside. Peace is not something to search for. Peace is always inside, waiting quietly, patiently, endlessly. You may feel that same peace now, filling you, supporting you, holding you completely. The fountain's gentle murmur fades. The olive leaves sway slower. The moonlight softens to a warm, tender glow. And all that exists is rest, calm, gentle presence. Eirenaios lies down completely on the soft grass beneath the olive tree. He closes his eyes. The night hums quietly around him. His breathing is long, steady, effortless. His sleep is deep, restorative, complete. And you may feel yourself merging fully with that same calm. Your body feels supported, soft, weightless. Your mind feels distant, gentle, drifting. Your awareness glows faintly, like a soft light in the darkness. You no longer need to follow. You no longer need to imagine. You no longer need to hold anything. You are simply resting. The olive trees sway. The stars blink softly. The distant sea hums quietly. And the entire world seems to sigh in gentle harmony. Eirenaios sleeps, and you drift along with him into the deepest, most restorative sleep, where nothing intrudes, nothing disturbs, nothing demands. Only calm exists, only peace remains, only rest flows endlessly. Every breath is slow, effortless, complete. Every part of your body is warm, relaxed, and supported. Every thought has faded into quiet. Every moment exists only as gentle, unbroken rest. The night continues its tender, patient watch. The olive trees continue to sway. The stars continue to blink faintly. The sea remains calm, distant, eternal. And in this perfect, gentle stillness, you and Eirenaios are resting, flowing deeper, softer, warmer, into complete, dreamless, restorative sleep, floating, melting, melting, resting. Endlessly.